2 o'clock on Monday afternoon. Emily Johnson climbs the mansion stairs, carrying her cleaning supplies, listening to a heart-wrenching sound, the desperate crying of two babies echoing throughout the house. At 25, Emily has worked as a housekeeper for 3 weeks in this mansion, but she's never gotten used to that suffering. The twins have been crying for 3 straight hours today. Yesterday it was 5 hours. The day before, 6. "Dear God, these children," she whispers, stopping on the stairs to wipe sweat from her forehead. Liam Whitmore appears in the hallway looking like a lost man. At 34, this millionaire businessman seems to have aged 10 years in recent weeks. His dark circles run deep, his hair is a mess, and he walks like a ghost. "Dorothy!" he calls to the housekeeper who comes running. It's been over 2 months since they've been able to sleep properly. Over 2 months. Dorothy, a 50-year-old woman who has worked for the family for 20 years, shakes her head sadly. She always writes down everything she sees in the house in an old notebook. "Sir, you need to rest too. You can't go on like this." "Rest?" Liam laughs bitterly. "How can I rest listening to my daughters crying like this? What kind of father am I, Dorothy?" Emily stops climbing the stairs. The pain in that man's voice touches her deeply. She lost a baby a year ago, at 4 months of pregnancy. She knows well what it's like to see a child suffering. Liam picks up the phone with trembling hands. "Doctor, it's Liam Whitmore again. I know I already called this morning, but my daughters are in terrible shape. There has to be something you can do." The voice on the phone says something that makes Liam even more agitated. "What do you mean you don't know what else to do? We've had pediatricians, neurologists, baby specialists. I've spent more money than I have and nothing works." He hangs up and punches the wall. "Liam!" Dorothy runs to him. "You can't hurt yourself too." "It's useless, Dorothy. I'm a useless father. I can't even make my own daughters stop crying." Emily watches everything with a heavy heart. She's never seen a man so devastated. His pain is real, raw, soul deep. The twins' crying gets even louder from the bedroom. Emma and Grace, 3 months old, fighting against something no one can understand. "If they don't get better soon, I can't take it anymore," Liam whispers, his voice choked with emotion. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Liam runs out of the house carrying both babies in their strollers. "I'm going to the hospital again," he shouts to Dorothy. "They have fever from crying so much." The mansion gate closes, and the house finally falls silent. Emily sighs with relief, not because of the work, but because those little ones had a moment of peace. "Poor little things," she murmurs, finishing her climb to clean upstairs. When she reaches the twins' bedroom door, she stops there. The room still smells of baby mixed with medicine, 2 small cribs, pink and blue decorations, little toys that are never used because the girls never stop crying long enough to play. Emily knows she shouldn't go in there. Liam is very strict about who can enter his daughter's room, but something pulls her inside. She picks up a small outfit, pink with bunny drawings. She hugs it to her chest and closes her eyes. The memory of the baby she lost comes like a stab to the heart. "My little angel," she whispers. "If you had been born, you'd be the same age as them." An hour and a half later, the sound of the gate wakes her from her reverie. Liam is coming back. Emily rushes to leave the room, but hits her foot on the dresser and knocks over a perfume bottle. "Oh my God!" She bends down to pick up the pieces when she hears footsteps on the stairs. "The doctors don't know what else to do!" Liam shouts to Dorothy. "They said they're healthy, but they won't stop crying." He enters the room carrying Emma in his arms. The baby is red from crying so much, her little face swollen, her tiny fists clenched. "Daddy doesn't know what to do anymore, sweetheart," he whispers, gently rocking the child. "Daddy is lost." Grace in the stroller is also crying, a piercing sound that cuts through the air. That's when something inexplicable happens. Emily, still crouched picking up glass shards, looks at Emma and without thinking extends her arms. "Can I hold her for a moment?" Liam, at the limit of exhaustion, doesn't think twice. He places the baby in Emily's arms. The silence is immediate. Emma stops crying as if someone had pressed a button. Her swollen little eyes open and fix on Emily's face. A curious, peaceful look. "What?" Liam's mouth drops open. Grace, in the stroller, also stops crying. She turns her little head toward her sister and Emily, as if understanding that something has changed. "Easy, little one," Emily whispers, gently rocking Emma. "What was bothering you?" The baby closes her eyes, and for the first time in over 2 months, truly falls asleep. "I can't believe it." Liam picks up Grace from the stroller. The girl calms down immediately when he brings her close to Emily. "How did you do that?" "I don't know, Mr. Whitmore. I just felt I needed to hold her." Dorothy appears in the doorway and nearly faints. "Dear Lord, how did you manage that? These girls don't stop crying even when they're sleeping." But Liam was already witnessing it. He was there, seeing the impossible happen before his very eyes. "Emily," he whispers. "I've been searching for an answer for 3 months. I've spent a fortune on doctors. And you simply—" "They're sleeping," Emily completes, her eyes welling up. "Really sleeping." The 3 of them stand there in silence, watching the twins sleep peacefully for the first time. Emma in Emily's arms, Grace in her father's embrace, but snuggled close to the housekeeper. That's when they hear determined footsteps on the stairs. Footsteps that make everyone's blood freeze. "Liam," a female voice echoes through the hallway. "I'm here for the girls' appointment." Dr. Victoria Blackwood appears in the bedroom doorway, like someone who always commands everything. At 38, she's the type who commands respect just by entering a room. White coat without a single stain, hair pulled back in a perfect bun, upright posture of someone who never loses control. "Liam, how are the She stops mid-sentence when she sees the scene. The twins sleeping. Liam smiling for the first time in months, and a housekeeper holding Emma as if it were the most natural thing in the world. "Victoria," Liam whispers, trying not to wake the babies. "You won't believe it. They finally slept. Emily managed to make them sleep." Victoria's smile freezes on her face. She's been caring for this family for 3 years. 3 years since Liam's wife died in childbirth. 3 years building a relationship, waiting for the right moment to approach him more intimately. And now some random housekeeper appears and does what she, a trained doctor, couldn't accomplish. "Liam," she speaks with a controlled voice, "can I talk to you for a minute, out in the hallway?" "But Victoria, look, they're so peaceful." "In the hallway. Please." Liam notices the serious tone and signals Emily to stay with the babies. He leaves the room following the doctor. "Liam, do you realize what just happened?" Victoria speaks quietly, but with controlled anger. "What? She made my daughter sleep, Victoria, for the first time in 3 months. And do you know this woman's qualifications? Do you know if she has some disease? Do you know if she did something dangerous?" Liam frowns. He hadn't thought of that. "Victoria, she just held Emma in her arms and—" "Liam, I've been a pediatrician for 15 years. I know how risky these situations can be. 3-month-old babies are very fragile. Any wrong contact can cause serious problems." "But they're fine, Victoria. Look how peacefully they're sleeping. For now. But what if it's some chemical effect? What if she puts something on her skin? What if it's something that will harm them later?" Victoria's words plant a seed of doubt in Liam's exhausted mind. He's always trusted what she said. Victoria saved the twins when they were born premature. She's a respected professional, a family friend for years. Inside the room, Emily rocks Emma, who sleeps deeply. Dorothy watches Grace, who is also resting peacefully in the stroller. "Miss," Dorothy whispers, "how did you do this?" I don't know, Mrs. Dorothy. I just felt I needed to help. In 20 years working here, I've never seen anything like it. These girls don't stop crying even when they're sleeping. And now look, she points to the babies, really sleeping, calm breathing, relaxed little faces, open little hands. It's a real miracle, Dorothy adds. In the hallway, Victoria continues planting doubts. Liam, I understand your desperation, but as a doctor, I can't allow a person without training to have direct contact with such small babies. It's a matter of responsibility. But Victoria, imagine if something happens to them. Imagine if they develop some allergy, some infection. You'd never forgive yourself. And I, as the responsible physician, wouldn't either. Liam runs his hand through his hair. The exhaustion doesn't let him think straight. What do you think I should do? She should have no more direct contact with the girls, for their own good. Meanwhile, I'll adjust the medication. Maybe that's what was missing. Inside the room, Emily feels a chill. Something isn't right. Emma moves a little in her arms, but continues sleeping. Mrs. Dorothy, she whispers, does the doctor always give medicine to the girls? Every day, miss. She says it's to calm them, but it never worked properly. And today, has she given it today? Not yet. She just arrived. Emily keeps thinking. The twins slept without any medicine, just with love, just with her touch. That's when Liam returns to the room, his face stern. Emily, he speaks quietly, thank you for your help. But Dr. Blackwood is right. It's better if you don't handle the girls anymore. Emily's heart breaks. But Mr. Whitmore, they're doing well. I know. But it could be dangerous. You're not a doctor. It could have been luck, or it could have been something that will harm them later. Emily gently places Emma in the crib. The baby continues sleeping. I understand, Mr. Whitmore. But her eyes say everything. She doesn't understand anything. She knows she helped those children, and now she's being pushed away because of it. Victoria enters the room with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. I'm going to administer the girls' medication now, she announces, taking 2 syringes from her medical bag. They're sleeping, Doctor, Dorothy comments. Exactly. It's the best time to apply the medicine. They'll sleep even deeper. Emily watches everything, uneasiness growing in her chest. Something about those syringes doesn't seem right. Excuse me. She speaks quietly and leaves the room. In the hallway, she hears Victoria speaking quietly, more to herself. That one almost ruined everything. Tuesday, 6 in the morning. Emily arrives for work with a heavy heart. The entire weekend, she couldn't stop thinking about the twins. Did they sleep? Were they okay? When she enters the mansion, she hears exactly what she expected and feared. Crying. Emma and Grace cry in the room, louder and more desperate than before. It's as if they've returned to their previous state, only worse. They hardly slept all weekend, Dorothy comments when she sees Emily. The boss is devastated again. And the doctor's medicine? She increased the dose, said it was necessary to compensate for what happened on Friday. Emily frowns. Compensate? Why would they need to compensate for the fact that the twins had slept? At 7 sharp, Dr. Victoria arrives. Today she's different, more determined, more serious. Where's the housekeeper? She asks Dorothy. She's cleaning the living room, Doctor. Call her here, I need to talk. Emily climbs the stairs with her heart racing. Victoria is waiting in the hallway, arms crossed, stern expression. Emily, right? Yes, Doctor. I need to make something very clear. You cannot, under any circumstances, touch the children in this house. They are fragile babies who were born premature. Any wrong contact can cause serious infection. But, Doctor, I only helped. You didn't help anything. You created a problem. The girls spent the weekend agitated because their system was altered. Altered how? Cheap perfumes, cleaning products, bacteria. You work cleaning houses, right? Your hands carry germs that can be dangerous for babies. Each word from Victoria is like a slap in Emily's face. The doctor speaks with an authority that leaves no room for questioning. Do you understand? Don't touch the children. Don't enter their room. If I find out you disobeyed, I'll tell Mr. Whitmore to fire you immediately. Yes, doctor. Good. Now I'm going to take care of my patients. Victoria enters the twins' room and closes the door. Emily stands in the hallway, humiliated and confused. Did she really do something wrong? Did she hurt the babies without meaning to? Inside the room, Victoria takes a syringe from her bag. But it's not the same one Liam saw on Friday. This one is different, with a transparent liquid that has nothing calming about it. Now let's solve this little problem, she whispers, putting the contents in Emma's bottle. The liquid is a mild stimulant that has no taste but keeps babies agitated for hours. Victoria has been using small doses for 3 months, since the twins were born. Her plan was simple: keep the children dependent on her medicine, become indispensable to Liam, and at the right time, discover the cure and marry him out of gratitude. But last Friday, some random housekeeper almost destroyed 3 years of planning. Today, Victoria doubles the dose. The twins will have a terrible week, and when she adjusts the medication again, Liam will throw himself at her feet in gratitude. There, my little ones, she whispers to the babies. Daddy will see that only Aunt Victoria can take care of you. Emma and Grace drink the poisoned bottles without knowing. In 1 hour, the effect will begin. In 2 hours, they'll be screaming like never before. In the hallway, Emily cleans the floor, listening to the moans that are already getting stronger. Her heart tightens, but she can't do anything. She's been forbidden. At 10 o'clock, Liam arrives from the office and finds his daughters in a crisis, worse than all the others. "Victoria," he shouts on the phone, "they're terrible. What medicine did you give them?" "Calm down, Liam, it's normal. Their system was altered because of Friday's contact. Now I'm correcting that. It'll get worse before it gets better." "It'll get worse." "Unfortunately, yes. But trust me, I've been a doctor for 15 years. I know what I'm doing." Liam hangs up the phone and throws himself in the bedroom chair. The twins have been crying for 4 straight hours. It's Tuesday, and they haven't slept properly since Sunday. "They'll die if this continues," he whispers to himself, his voice choked with despair. In the hallway, Emily hears everything and feels tears streaming down her face. She knows she could help. She knows the twins would calm down in her arms, but she's forbidden to touch them. That's when she notices something that makes her even more intrigued. In the bathroom trash, she sees an empty bottle of infant calming medicine, the same medicine the doctor said she gave to the girls. If she gave the calming medicine, Emily thinks, why is the bottle in the trash empty? And why are the girls worse? The seed of suspicion begins to grow in Emily's heart. Something isn't right. What if the person who should be caring for the twins is actually harming them? The baby's crying echoes through the mansion like a cry for help, a cry that only Emily seems to understand, but she's forbidden to answer. "They'll die if this continues," Liam shouts on the phone to Victoria. And for the first time, Emily wonders, could that be exactly the intention? Wednesday noon, Emily works on the lower floor of the mansion, listening to the twins crying that hasn't stopped for 8 straight hours. It's a sound that pierces her soul, especially because she knows she could help. Dorothy appears in the kitchen with her notebook in hand and a worried expression. "Miss, can I talk to you?" "Of course, Mrs. Dorothy. I'm finding what's happening very strange. The girls only got better when you took care of them on Friday. Then over the weekend, they got worse than ever." Emily stops cleaning and looks at the housekeeper. "You also found it odd?" Very much so. And there's another thing. Dorothy looks around to make sure no one is listening. I've worked here for 20 years. I've never seen a baby cry so much. So it's not normal? Normal, it's not. And another thing that caught my attention. The doctor always comes here every day now, but before the girls were born, she only appeared when the boss called. Emily feels her heart race. She's not crazy. There really is something wrong. Mrs. Dorothy, you write everything in that little notebook, right? I do. It's an old habit of mine. I write down who comes, who goes, what time. Can you tell me what time the doctor arrives, and what time the girls start crying worse? Dorothy opens the notebook and flips through the pages. Look here, Monday. Doctor arrived 7 a.m., gave medicine 7:30 a.m. Girls started screaming like crazy 8:30 a.m. And yesterday? Tuesday. Doctor arrived 7 a.m., gave medicine 7:15 a.m. Girls started having meltdowns 8:15 a.m. Always an hour after the medicine? Always. But that must be normal, right? Sometimes medicine takes time to take effect. Emily frowns. If the medicine is to calm them, why do the twins get worse after? Mrs. Dorothy, did you see what medicine the doctor throws in the trash? What do you mean? I saw some bottles of infant calming medicine in the bathroom trash. If she's giving calming medicine to the babies, why are the bottles empty in the trash? Dorothy becomes thoughtful. Now that you mention it, it is kind of strange. Why throw away medicine you didn't use? That's when they hear quick footsteps on the stairs. Liam comes down running, his hair messy, his shirt wrinkled. Dorothy, where's Victoria? I called her, but she doesn't answer. She hasn't arrived today yet, sir. The girls have been screaming for 8 hours. 8 hours, Dorothy. They'll have seizures if this continues. Emily feels her chest tighten, seeing his desperation. Mr. Whitmore, she speaks quietly, can I suggest something? What? What if you tried not giving the medicine today, just to see if it makes a difference? Liam looks at her as if she had suggested something crazy. Emily, they're like this precisely because they need the medicine. Victoria explained that their system is, how did she put it, altered. But what if it's not that? What if it's the medicine that's causing harm? Emily. Liam raises his voice. Victoria is a trained doctor. She knows what she's doing. Emily lowers her head, but the suspicion in her mind only grows. The phone rings and Liam runs to answer. Victoria, thank God. You need to come here urgently. The girls are terrible. Calm down, Liam. I'll be there in half an hour. Meanwhile, you can give another dose of the medicine. It's in the refrigerator. Liam goes to the kitchen and opens the refrigerator. He takes out a bottle with transparent liquid. Dorothy, come help me give medicine to the babies. Emily watches everything and makes a decision. She needs to find out what's really happening. At 2 in the afternoon, she positions herself at the living room window, pretending to clean the glass. From there, she can see the twins' room upstairs. 15 minutes later, Victoria arrives. Emily notices she doesn't seem worried as she should. Actually, she seems almost relieved. Victoria doesn't examine the babies. Doesn't check temperature, doesn't listen to their hearts. Nothing. She simply takes something from her medical bag and applies it to the bottles. Mrs. Dorothy, Emily calls quietly, come see something. Dorothy approaches the window. What is it? Look up there. The doctor isn't examining the girls. She's just messing with the bottles. Dorothy observes and frowns. That's strange. Shouldn't a doctor examine before giving medicine? At that moment, they see Victoria leaving the room and talking with Liam in the hallway. They can't hear, but from his expression, she's reassuring him about something. Mrs. Dorothy, when the doctor leaves, can you show me what medicine she left? I can. An hour later, Victoria leaves the house. Dorothy and Emily go up to the twins' room. Look here. Dorothy shows the bottle in the room's refrigerator. This is what she always leaves. Emily takes the bottle and reads the label. Natural infant calming medicine, she reads aloud. But look at this, Mrs. Dorothy. She shows the back of the bottle. The cap has been tampered with. Someone opened it and closed it again. How do you know? I've been cleaning houses for years. I learned to notice these things. Someone messed with this bottle. Dorothy looks closer. You're right. The cap is kind of crooked. That's when they hear a different cry coming from the cribs. Emma and Grace start getting agitated again. 1 hour after the medicine, Emily whispers, exactly as you noted. My God, Dorothy whispers. Could it be? Mrs. Dorothy, can you do something for me? What? Tomorrow, when the doctor comes, pretend you forgot something in the room and watch her mess with the medicine, but without her noticing. What if she finds out? Then we'll know there really is something wrong. Thursday, 6:30 in the morning. Emily arrives for work anxious to know how the twins spent the night. Dorothy receives her at the door with a relieved expression. Miss, good thing you arrived. How was the night? The boss didn't give the medicine last night. And you know what happened? What? The girls slept 6 straight hours. 6 hours. First time in months. Emily feels a mixture of relief and confirmation of her suspicions. And this morning, they're still sleeping, but the doctor arrived half an hour ago. She's up there. Did you manage to observe her? I did, and you won't believe what I saw. Dorothy pulls Emily to a corner of the kitchen and whispers. She took a syringe from her bag and applied something to the medicine bottle, something she brought from outside. Are you sure? Absolutely. I saw her piercing the bottle cap with the syringe and injecting a transparent liquid. My God. And there's more. After she applied it, she tested a drop on her own tongue. Tested? To see if it had taste. I saw her make an approving face, as if checking if you couldn't tell. Emily feels her blood freeze. A doctor wouldn't need to test medicine on her tongue unless she was mixing something that shouldn't be there. Mrs. Dorothy, we need to talk to Mr. Whitmore. He won't believe us. Then we need more proof. That's when they hear footsteps coming down the stairs. Victoria appears in the kitchen with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Good morning, everyone. The girls are great today, sleeping like angels. That's good, Doctor, Dorothy responds, trying to disguise. I'll leave the usual medicine. You can apply it every 4 hours. Victoria leaves the house, but this time, Emily pays attention to something she hadn't noticed before. The doctor carries 2 bags, the official medical bag and a small thermal bag. Mrs. Dorothy, did you see that thermal bag? I did. Does a doctor take a thermal bag to a patient's house? Not that I know of. Normal medicine doesn't need special refrigeration. Liam appears in the kitchen, looking much better than in recent days. Dorothy, I can't believe the girls slept all night. Yes, sir. How good, right? Victoria said it's because the new medicine is working. Emily and Dorothy exchange glances. They know it wasn't the medicine that worked. It was the absence of it. Mr. Whitmore, Emily risks. Don't you find it strange that they only got better when they didn't take last night's medicine? But they did take it. Victoria adjusted the formula. But you yourself said you didn't give the medicine last night. Liam stops and thinks. That's true, I didn't. I completely forgot. I was so tired. And they got better. Coincidence. Mr. Whitmore, Dorothy gets into the conversation. Can I say something? Sure. In 20 years working here, I learned to observe, and there are some things that are catching my attention. What things? The doctor always messes with the medicine before leaving it here, and the girls always get worse exactly 1 hour after taking it. Liam frowns. Dorothy, are you insinuating that... I'm not insinuating anything, sir. I'm just saying what I see. At that moment, the twins' crying starts again upstairs. Emma and Grace woke up and are already getting agitated. "There we go," Liam sighs. "I'm going to give them the medicine." "Mr. Whitmore," Emily speaks quickly, "what if we tried once more without giving it, just to be sure?" "Emily, please, just today. If they get much worse, you give the medicine right away." Liam is torn. On one side, Victoria's medical guidance, on the other, the evidence of his own eyes. "All right. But if they get very bad, I give the medicine." Emily feels hope growing in her chest. Maybe today they'll discover the truth. At 10 a.m., something extraordinary happens. The twins, who woke up crying, gradually calm down on their own, without medicine, without intervention, just with their father's affection and normal care. "I can't believe it," Liam whispers, looking at his peaceful daughters. "Do you believe now that there's something wrong with that medicine?" Emily asks. Liam is about to answer when the phone rings. "Liam, it's Victoria. How are the girls?" "They're fine." "Great. Did you give the medicine on time?" Liam looks at Emily and Dorothy, who shake their heads no. "I did." "Perfect. I'll be there this afternoon to see how they're reacting to the new treatment." When Liam hangs up, Emily realizes he lied to Victoria. "Why did you lie?" Because I want to be sure of something before accusing a doctor of what you're thinking." "And how will we be sure?" Liam is silent for a moment. "We're going to test the medicine." Thursday, 2 p.m. Liam, Emily and Dorothy are in the kitchen looking at the bottle of medicine that Victoria left. "How are we going to test this?" Liam asks. "My brother is a pharmacy technician," Dorothy says. "He can analyze it without anyone knowing. But that will take time." "There's another way," Emily interrupts. "We can see how the girls react with and without the medicine throughout the day." "How so?" "Simple. We divide the day into 2 periods. In the morning, they stay without medicine. In the afternoon, when the doctor arrives, we give the medicine, and we see the difference." Liam considers the proposal. "What if they get sick?" "Then we stop immediately and call another doctor." "All right, let's try." Throughout the morning, the twins stay calm. They have normal bowel movements, nurse without problems, sleep when they should sleep. Behavior of healthy babies. At 2:30 p.m., Victoria arrives for the afternoon visit. "How are my little patients?" "Fine," Liam responds, watching her carefully. "Great, the medicine is working perfectly then." Victoria goes up to the twins' room. Liam, Emily and Dorothy stay downstairs waiting. Half an hour later, Victoria comes down. "Done. I applied the afternoon dose. They're going to be very calm now." As soon as Victoria leaves the house, the 3 of them run upstairs to the room. The twins are in the crib, apparently normal. But Liam notices something. Look at their eyes. Emma and Grace have their eyes more open than normal, kind of glazed, as if they were seeing things that don't exist. "Is this normal?" Liam asks. "No," Emily responds. "Normal babies don't get that look." 15 minutes later, like clockwork, the crying begins. But it's not normal baby crying. It's desperate crying from someone who is feeling something bad. "Now I'm certain," Liam speaks, his voice trembling with rage. "She's poisoning my daughters." "What are we going to do?" Dorothy asks. "We're going to prove it." Liam picks up the phone and calls a private doctor he knows. "Dr. Benjamin, it's Liam Whitmore. I need you to come to my house urgently to examine my daughters." "No, it's not an emergency, but it's important. Can you come today?" While Liam talks on the phone, Emily hears a strange noise in the garden. She looks out the window and sees Victoria standing behind the tree, watching the house. "Mrs. Dorothy," she whispers, "look out there." Dorothy looks and turns pale. "She's spying on us." "Why?" "Because she knows we discovered something." At that moment, Liam hangs up the phone. "Dr. Benjamin is coming here at 4 p.m. We're going to know exactly what's in the girl's blood." But they don't know that Victoria heard everything from the open window, and that she's already planning her next move. At 3:45 p.m., 15 minutes before Dr. Benjamin arrives, the phone rings. "Liam, this is the local police station. We received a serious complaint about your house." "What kind of complaint?" "Someone reported that an employee of yours is giving controlled medications to your daughters without medical prescription." Liam goes cold. "That's a lie!" "Sir, we need to go there to verify. It's protocol." "But we're on our way." Liam hangs up the phone and looks at Emily and Dorothy, desperately. "Someone reported us." "Who?" Emily asks, but deep down she already knows the answer. 20 minutes later, 2 police cars stop in front of the mansion. 4 officers go up to the twins' room, where they find Liam, Emily and Dorothy caring for the crying babies. "Who is the employee responsible for the medical care of the children?" the sergeant asks. "No one," Liam responds. "They're cared for by a doctor. We have information that this lady," he points to Emily, "has been applying medications without authorization." "That's a lie." That's when Victoria appears at the door, accompanied by another officer. "Sergeant, as I reported by phone, I found evidence that this employee has been drugging the children." She opens her medical bag and takes out a bottle of controlled medication. "I found this hidden in her house." Emily is in shock. "That's not mine. I've never seen that bottle in my life." "And I also found this." Victoria shows a paper. Her notes about medication dosages. Liam takes the paper from the officer's hands. It's a falsified medical prescription with treatments for Emma and Grace signed by Dr. Emily Johnson. "Emily," Liam whispers, "how could you?" "Mr. Whitmore, I swear I never wrote this. I don't even know how to write prescriptions. I'm not even a doctor." "Ma'am," the sergeant speaks, "you need to come with us for questioning." "No, I'm innocent. She planted these things." But while Emily is taken away, Victoria approaches Liam. "I'm sorry, Liam. I know you trusted her, but I couldn't let your daughters be at risk." Liam looks at the twins, who continue crying, and at Victoria, who now seems to be the only person he can trust. He doesn't notice the discreet smile of satisfaction on the doctor's face. Friday, 8 a.m. Emily wakes up in a cold jail cell after a night that seemed endless. She spent hours trying to explain to investigators that she was the victim of a setup, but no one believes her. "Johnson, visitor!" the officer shouts. She gets up expecting to see Liam or maybe Dr. Benjamin, who could confirm her innocence. But it's her mother, Mrs. Margaret Johnson, with her face red with shame and anger. "Mom," Emily whispers. "Don't call me Mom." Mrs. Margaret explodes. "How could you do such a thing? Poison small children." "Mom, I didn't do anything. The doctor set me up." "Stop lying. It was in the newspaper, on television. Everyone on our street knows you forged medical prescriptions." Emily feels the world collapse. If her own mother doesn't believe her, who will? "Mom, please just listen to me for a minute." "I don't want to hear anything. You've shamed our family. Your brothers can't even leave the house. But I swear that you're dead to me. I don't want to see your face again." Mrs. Margaret leaves, slamming the door. Emily throws herself on the cell floor and cries like she's never cried in her life. In the middle of the afternoon, the public defender arrives to talk to her. He's a tired man who seems to have seen many similar cases. "Emily, I'm going to be direct with you. The situation is complicated. They have physical evidence against you, but I'm innocent. Look, falsified medical prescription is a serious crime, can get you 2 to 8 years in prison. Someone planted these things. The doctor set everything up. Can you prove it?" Emily remains silent. How can she prove anything from inside a cell? "And the children?" she asks. "How are they?" "That's not my area. My job is to defend you from the crime you supposedly committed." Supposedly. Well, technically you're still innocent until judged, but the evidence... He doesn't need to finish the sentence. Emily understands that even her own lawyer doesn't believe her. At night, an older inmate approaches her in the cell. First time here? I hope it's the last. Everyone says that. What crime? They say I forged medical prescriptions to drug babies. The woman makes a disgusted face. Messing with children is serious business in here. If you really did that... I didn't. I love those children more than life itself. Then someone really screwed you over, and screwed you good. Emily spends another sleepless night, thinking about Emma and Grace. Are they crying again? Did Victoria go back to giving them stimulants? Did Liam notice anything? Saturday morning, the news she feared most arrives through a guard. Those babies you poisoned, they were hospitalized at dawn. Emily's heart stops. What? They're in the pediatric ICU. Seizures, very high fever. The doctors think it was an overdose of the medicines you gave. Emily screams and runs to the cell bars. No, I didn't give any medicine. Let me out. I need to talk to someone. Stay quiet there. You're not going anywhere. They're going to die. You don't understand. It's the doctor who's killing them. But no one listens. To everyone there, she's just another criminal trying to escape responsibility. Emily throws herself on the cell floor, sobbing. Emma and Grace are dying, and the person who can save them is locked in a jail. Outside, in the hospital corridors, Liam walks back and forth like a madman. His daughters are connected to machines, fighting for their lives. How did this happen, Victoria? He asks for the 10th time. Liam, I warned you, the housekeeper was drugging them for weeks. Their system accumulated the substance and now it's having a reaction. But they were getting better. That was the effect of the drug. Now that we stopped giving it, their bodies are going into withdrawal. Liam accepts the explanation because he has no other option. Victoria is a doctor. She knows what she's talking about. What he doesn't know is that, at this exact moment, Victoria is applying even larger doses of stimulants to the twins. Her plan is simple: make the baby so sick that he marries her out of desperation and gratitude when she finally cures them. In prison, Emily receives another devastating piece of news. Johnson, your case went national. You're the most hated woman in America now. And it was true. The story of the housekeeper who poisoned Millionaire's twin babies was on all TV channels. Her photo was in all newspapers and websites. Protests formed in front of the police station demanding justice. Baby killer, someone shouts from the street. Lock her up! Emily cowers in the corner of the cell. Her life became a public hell, while the real culprit is treated as a hero for trying to save the children. But worst of all is knowing that while she rots in a cell, Emma and Grace are dying in the arms of the one who really poisoned them. God, she whispers in the darkness of the cell, if you really exist, protect these children. They don't deserve this. And by some miracle on the other side of the city, someone is starting to ask questions that Victoria didn't expect. Sunday, 6 a.m. At St. Mary's Hospital, Liam hasn't left his daughter's side for 36 hours. Emma and Grace are in the pediatric ICU with monitors showing worrying signs. Fever that won't go down and small seizures that come in waves. How are they, doctor? Liam asks Dr. Williams, the responsible pediatrician. Stable but still concerning. We'll have the toxicology results tomorrow morning. And until then, we'll keep them hydrated and monitored. Their system needs to eliminate whatever it is naturally. Liam runs his hand over his face. 3 days without proper sleep, without eating, without being able to think about anything else. Victoria arrives with a cup of coffee. Liam, you need to rest a little. I can't. Look at them, Victoria. I know it's difficult, but they'll be fine. Trust me. How are you so sure? Because I know this type of intoxication. I've seen similar cases. What Liam doesn't know is that Victoria is lying. She's never seen a similar case because she herself created this situation. Dorothy arrives to visit the twins. As a family employee for 20 years, she got authorization. How did they spend the night, sir? Bad, Dorothy. Very bad. And Emily? Haven't you visited her yet? Liam becomes uncomfortable. After what she did. Sir? Dorothy speaks quietly. Can I say something? As someone who has known the family for so long? Go ahead. I saw Emily with these girls. I saw the way she cared for them, the affection she had. That girl would never harm a child. But the evidence can be invented, sir, but heart cannot, and her heart with the girls was pure. Liam becomes thoughtful. Deep down, he also has doubts. Dorothy, do you think I should go talk to her? I think you should at least listen to her side. Victoria, who was checking her phone, hears the conversation and becomes alert. Liam, she interrupts, don't you think it's better to focus on the girls now? That woman will only make you more distressed. Maybe you're right, but Dorothy doesn't give up. Sir, may I ask a question? Sure. Since Emily was arrested, have the girls gotten better or worse? The question hits like a bomb. Liam had never thought about it that way. Worse? So isn't it strange? If she was really poisoning them, shouldn't they improve without her? Victoria feels her heart race. Dorothy's question is dangerous. Dorothy, she responds with medical authority, intoxication doesn't work like that. The body takes time to eliminate substances. It's normal for them to get worse before getting better. Ah, I understand. But Dorothy didn't understand anything. Actually, she became even more suspicious. Sir, she whispers when Victoria moves away, don't you think you should at least talk to Emily? Just to be sure? Liam looks at his daughters connected to the machines. All right, but just to clear up this story once and for all, what they don't know is that this decision will begin to dismantle 3 years of lies. Monday, 10 a.m. Liam sits in the jail visiting room, nervous and angry, but also curious. When Emily appears, he's shocked by the change in her. In 4 days, she seems to have aged years. Thin, pale, with dark circles that speak for themselves. Mr. Whitmore, she speaks quietly. Emily, how are the girls? Why do you care? After what? What they say you did? Because I love them more than anything in this world. Liam studies her face. He doesn't see malice, doesn't see lies. He sees real pain. Emily, explain something to me. If you really love my daughters, why would you do that? Because I didn't do it, Mr. Whitmore. I swear on my mother's soul that I would never hurt those children. But they found evidence. That was planted by Dr. Blackwood. Emily, that's a very serious accusation. I know. But it's the truth. Emily tells everything, the patterns she and Dorothy discovered, the tampered bottles, the way the twins always got worse after the medicines. Mr. Whitmore, your daughters only got agitated after she gave the medication. You saw that yourself on Thursday. Liam remembers. It's true. When he didn't give the medicine, the girls got better. But why would Victoria do such a thing? I don't know. I just know she's doing it. Can you prove it? From inside a cell? How? Liam leaves the jail with his head spinning. Emily's words make sense, but they're so serious that part of him doesn't want to believe them. Back at the hospital, he finds Dr. Williams leaving the twins' room. Doctor, how are they? Curiously, they're a little better today. The fever dropped a degree. Really? Yes. If it continues like this, maybe we can remove some monitors tomorrow. Liam becomes thoughtful. The girls are improving in the hospital, away from any medication from Victoria. Doctor, can I ask a technical question? Sure. If someone were giving some substance to keep babies agitated, would they improve when they stopped receiving that substance? Dr. Williams frowns. It would depend on the substance, but yes, if it were a stimulant, for example, they would calm down gradually when they stopped receiving it. And how long would it take? About 2-3 days. Why? Just curiosity. But it's not curiosity. Liam is beginning to put the pieces together. At that moment, Victoria appears in the hallway. Liam, how are the girls? Better. The doctor said the fever dropped. How good, she responds, but her expression doesn't match relief. Victoria, can I ask you a question? Sure. What type of medication were you giving the girls at home? Natural calming medicine. Why? The doctor said they might be improving because they stopped receiving some substance. Wouldn't it be the opposite? Victoria becomes nervous. Each case is different, Liam. You can't generalize. But you just said you knew this type of intoxication. I do, but each organism reacts differently. Liam notices her answers aren't adding up. Victoria, did you bring any medication to apply today? I brought some, but I'll talk to Dr. Williams first. What medication? Vitamin supplement, to help with recovery. Liam doesn't respond, but decides to observe more closely. Tuesday, 8 a.m. Dr. Williams calls Liam urgently. Mr. Whitmore, I need to talk to you. Did something happen? The toxicology results for your daughters arrived. Liam feels his stomach tighten. And? They have amphetamine in their blood. Amphetamine? It's a very strong stimulant. In babies, it can cause exactly the symptoms your daughters presented. Doctor, where could this have come from? Only doctors have access to pure amphetamine, and from the levels we found, the application has been done regularly for about 2 months. Liam feels his legs go weak. 2 months. That's when Victoria started treating them. Who is Victoria? The family's private doctor. Dr. Williams becomes serious. Mr. Whitmore, I need to inform you that we're going to communicate this to the authorities. This is poisoning of minors. At that moment, Victoria appears in the hallway. Liam, how are my little patients today? Victoria, he speaks with a controlled voice. The doctor wants to talk to you. With me? About what? Dr. Williams introduces himself. Doctor, I'm Dr. Williams, responsible for the ICU. I need to clarify some points about the treatment you were giving the children. Sure. What points? We found amphetamine in their blood. Victoria turns pale but tries to disguise it. Amphetamine? Impossible. I only gave natural calming medicine. Do you have the prescription for this calming medicine? I do, of course. She searches in her bag but takes longer than normal. How strange. I think I forgot it at the office. Doctor, Dr. Williams continues, the amount of amphetamine indicates regular application for 2 months. Can you explain this? It must have been the housekeeper. She was drugging the children. But the housekeeper has been in jail for 5 days. And the amphetamine level in the blood indicates recent application. Victoria has no answer. Doctor, I'm going to need you to cooperate with our investigation. Investigation? Poisoning of minors is a serious crime. The police will want to talk to you. That's when Victoria realizes her world is collapsing, but she still doesn't confess. She still tries to defend herself. This is a misunderstanding. I'm a respected doctor for 15 years. Precisely because of that, it's more serious, Dr. Williams responds. Liam, who listened to everything in silence, finally speaks. Victoria, look me in the eyes and tell me the truth. Were you giving amphetamine to my daughters? Liam, I would never... Look me in the eyes. Victoria tries to maintain eye contact but can't. I can explain, then explain. But instead of confessing, she tries to flee. I need to go get the documents at my office. I'll be right back. You're not going anywhere, Dr. Williams says. Hospital security has already been called. That's when Victoria understands she has no way out. Tuesday, 2 p.m. In the hospital security room, Victoria sits between Liam, Dr. Williams, and two police investigators. She still tries to deny everything. "I never gave amphetamine to those children," she insists. "Doctor," one of the investigators speaks, "we have the toxicology report. We have the father's statements, and we have your constant presence in the house during the intoxication period. Coincidence? Do you have any explanation for the amphetamine in the baby's blood?" "It was the housekeeper." "The housekeeper doesn't have access to medical amphetamine. You do." Victoria remains silent. Liam can't take it anymore. "Victoria, for God's sake, stop this lie. My daughters almost died." "I didn't want them to die." The phrase comes out before she realizes it. It's the first crack in her version. "So you admit you gave them something?" the investigator asks. Victoria realizes her mistake and tries to backtrack. "No, I meant no one wanted them to die." "That's not what you said." "Yes, it was." Liam stands up, nervous. "Victoria, you're a doctor. You know that lying in a criminal investigation is worse for you." "I'm not lying." "Then explain to me why my daughters only got better when they stopped taking your medicine." "They didn't get better." "Yes, they did. On Thursday, when I didn't give your medicine, they slept all night. It was coincidence. And here at the hospital, without your medicine, they're improving every day." Victoria is cornered, but still resists. "Liam, you're very stressed. You're not thinking straight." That's when Dr. Williams intervenes. "Doctor, we have the hospital security cameras. You were seen applying something to the children last night, during the shift change." Victoria's blood freezes. "What cameras?" "ICU has 24-hour monitoring. We want to know what you applied at 3 a.m. Victoria tries another lie. "It was saline. They were dehydrated." "Saline doesn't need to be hidden from nursing. Why didn't you report it?" Victoria has no answer. The investigator leans forward. "Doctor, let's make it easy for you. We know you applied amphetamine. We have proof. The only thing we want to know now is why?" Victoria looks around the room. Liam with hatred in his eyes. "Doctor." Williams shaking his head, investigators waiting. She understands it's over. She begins, her voice trembling. "Speak, Victoria," Liam whispers. "At least you owe me that." "I did it because... Tears begin to flow. "Because I love you, Liam." The silence in the room is total. "I've loved you for years, since your wife died, and I thought that if I took care of the girls, if I became indispensable to them." "You poisoned my daughters for love," Liam whispers incredulously. "It wasn't supposed to hurt. It was just so they needed me, so you could see I was important." "Important? You almost killed them." "The dose was small, calculated. I'm a doctor. I knew what I was doing. And when Emily managed to calm them, then I had to increase it a little. She was going to ruin everything." "Increase? You increased the drug dose in my daughters out of jealousy?" Victoria is sobbing now. "I love you so much. I've been waiting for a chance for years." Liam stands up, trembling with rage. "This isn't love, Victoria. This is madness." "It is love. Everything I did was for love. Love doesn't hurt innocent children." "I didn't want to hurt them. I just wanted you to love me," the investigator signals to his colleagues. "Doctor, you're under arrest for attempted murder and illegal practice of medicine." While Victoria is taken away, still shouting that she loves Liam, he stays in the room, destroyed. "Doctor," he speaks to Dr. Williams, "I need to go get someone, an innocent person who's in jail for a crime she didn't commit." "Go. Your daughters are safe now." And for the first time in months, Liam knows it's true. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Liam has been at the police station for 3 hours dealing with paperwork and bureaucracy. Even with Victoria's confession, releasing someone from prison isn't simple. Mr. Whitmore, the detective explains, Ms. Johnson will be released today, but the case against her will only be officially dismissed in a few weeks. And she can stay home meanwhile? Yes. And about compensation for moral damages. I'll take care of that later. Now I just want to get her out of here. At 11:30 a.m., Emily finally leaves the cell. 5 days that seemed like 5 years. She carries a plastic bag with the few belongings she had when she was arrested. When she sees Liam in the hallway, she stops and stares at him. She doesn't smile, doesn't show relief, just tiredness and deep resentment. Emily. Mr. Whitmore, you're free. Victoria confessed everything. I know. The detective told me. She was the one poisoning the girls. You were right from the beginning. Emily laughs, but there's no humor in it. Yeah, I was right. But you believed her for months and didn't believe me for even 1 day. The sentence cuts Liam like a blade. Emily, I know I made a mistake. Made a mistake. She shakes her head. Mr. Whitmore, you destroyed my life. My own mother said I was dead to her. It was on TV that I'm a baby poisoner. I'm going to fix all of this. How? How are you going to fix 5 days of hell? How are you going to make my mother love me again? Liam has no answer. Mr. Whitmore, thank you for getting me out of jail, but now I just want to go home and try to pick up the pieces of my life. And the girls, they're missing you. Emily stops at the police station door. How are they? Getting better every day. Without Victoria's poison, they're becoming healthy. That's good. Emily, come back to take care of them. Please. I can't. Why? Because I don't trust you anymore. And she walks away, leaving Liam alone on the sidewalk, understanding that it will be much harder to regain her trust than he imagined. First month. After a week of insisting, Emily finally agrees to return, but with strict conditions. I'll come back, she tells Liam at her house door, but not as a housekeeper, and I don't live at the mansion. However you want. I take care of the girls during the day and return to my house at night, every day. All right. I want double what I earned before. It can be triple. And you stop trying to talk to me about personal matters. We're employer and employee. That's it. In the first days, the relationship between them is cold. Emily arrives punctually at 7 a.m., takes care of the twins with all the love in the world, but treats Liam as if he were invisible. Good morning. Good morning. Did the girls sleep well? Yes, they nursed at 5 a.m. Thank you. And that's it. Nothing more. The twins, on the other hand, flourish with Emily back. It's as if life had returned to normal for them. They sleep better, eat better, smile more. But Emily isn't well. Liam notices she has nightmares. Sometimes she screams while sleeping on the living room sofa during the girls' rest period. Other times she freezes when she hears police sirens. Emily, are you okay? I'm fine. You look like you didn't sleep. My nights aren't your problem. One afternoon, a reporter appears at the mansion door. Can I speak with Emily Johnson? Emily turns white as paper. I won't talk to the press, she whispers to Liam. Leave it to me. Liam goes out and talks to the journalist. When he returns, he finds Emily trembling in the bathroom. They're gone. What if they find out where I live? What if they show up at my mother's house again? Liam sees she's having an anxiety attack. Breathe slowly. No one will bother you. How can you guarantee that? Because I'm going to hire security for you. I don't need charity. It's not charity. It's my responsibility. I'm the one who put you in this situation. It's the first time Liam takes real responsibility for what happened. Second month. The routine continues tense, but Liam notices small changes. Emily is still cold with him, but sometimes she forgets and responds to some question more naturally. How was the girls' weekend? Emma is trying to crawl. She keeps trying to drag herself on the carpet. Really? Isn't she too young? Each baby has their own time. She's curious, just like you. Emily realizes the conversation left the professional realm and becomes cold again. I'm going to prepare their baby food. One day, Liam arrives home and finds Emily crying in the garden while the twins sleep. Did something happen? Nothing you need to know. Emily, you're crying. Something happened. I went to the market this morning and everyone kept staring at me. An old lady told her grandson that I was the woman who poisoned babies. Liam feels his chest tighten. I'm sorry. Being sorry doesn't help. The damage is done. I'll give a TV interview. I'll explain everything. And you think that will help? That people will stop looking at me like I'm a monster? Liam doesn't know what to answer. Emily, let me help. You've helped enough. That night, Liam calls a known journalist and schedules an interview for the following week. If he caused the problem, he's going to try to solve it. Third month. Liam's interview has good repercussions. He tells the whole story, takes responsibility for believing Victoria's lies, and publicly apologizes to Emily. Emily Johnson is an honest, hard-working woman who was the victim of a criminal doctor. I made the mistake of doubting her when I should have trusted her. I publicly ask for forgiveness for that. Some newspapers run stories about the case, showing the other side of the story. Gradually, public opinion begins to change, but at home, Emily remains distant. I saw your interview, she comments one morning. And? It was nice, but it still doesn't change what happened. I know, but it's a start. That same month, something important happens. Mrs. Margaret appears at the mansion. I want to talk to my daughter. Liam calls Emily, who becomes tense seeing her mother. Mom? I came to ask for forgiveness. Emily doesn't respond. I saw his interview on television. I understood you were telling the truth from the beginning. You didn't believe me when I needed you most. I know, and I'm very sorry. Being sorry doesn't bring back the days I spent alone in jail. Emily, please. You're my daughter. I love you. You said I was dead to you. Mrs. Margaret starts crying. I said stupid things. I was angry, ashamed, but you'll always be my daughter. Emily also cries, but still can't forgive. I need time, Mom. How much time? I don't know. I just know it's not easy to trust anyone now. Fourth month. Emily finally agrees to have lunch at her mother's house on a Sunday. It's the first step toward family reconciliation. How are the girls? Mrs. Margaret asks. Beautiful. Emma is already crawling, and Grace is trying. And the boss? Does he treat you well? He does. I have nothing to complain about. Emily, can I say something? You can. I see in your eyes that you like him. Mom, there's nothing wrong with that. He's a good man and single. He's my boss, and I'm an employee. So what? You're an honest, hard-working, caring woman. Any man would be lucky to have you. Emily remains silent. For months she hasn't thought of herself as a woman, only as the twins' caregiver. At the mansion, Liam is also changing. He's begun to observe Emily more, not just as his daughter's nanny, but as a person. He sees how she's affectionate, dedicated, intelligent. One afternoon, he finds her teaching Emma to clap. Come on, little one, clap your hands. Emma laughs and tries to imitate, but her little hands don't meet properly. She's learning fast, Liam comments. They're very smart, Emily responds. Both of them. Just like their mother. Emily stops playing with Emma. They're not my daughters. But you care for them as if they were. It's my job. Is it just a job? Emily looks him in the eyes for the first time in months. What do you mean? I see how you look at them, how you care, how they smile when they see you. That's not just work. Mr. Whitmore. And I see how they look at you. To them, you're their mother. I can't be mother to children who aren't mine. Yes, you can. A mother is someone who cares, who loves, who's present. Emily nervously fidgets with Emma's toy. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to know that I admire you very much. It's the first time Liam shows romantic interest, but subtly. 5th and 6th months. The relationship between them gradually warms up, conversations that start about the twins and end up on personal topics. Emily, can I ask you something? You can. Why are you so good with children? Emily is silent for a moment. Because I lost one. What do you mean? 2 years ago I was pregnant. I lost the baby in the 4th month. Liam feels his chest tighten. I'm sorry. That's why I identify so much with your daughters. They're the age my son would be. Son? It was a boy. I was going to name him Michael. For the first time since she returned, Emily looks directly into his eyes. That's why it hurt so much when you thought I would harm them. After losing my own son, I would never hurt someone else's child. Liam remains silent, understanding for the first time the real dimension of the pain he caused. In June, on the twins' 6-month birthday, Liam organizes a small party. He invites Mrs. Margaret, Dorothy, and some close friends. Thank you for including me, Emily says when he gives her the invitation. Of course, you're part of their family. During the party, Liam watches Emily playing with Emma and Grace. She truly smiles for the first time in months, and he realizes he's in love. At the end of the party, when Emily is leaving, he walks her to the gate. Thank you for the party. The girls loved it. Emily. What? You look beautiful today. Smiling. She becomes shy. Thank you. It's been a while since I saw you smiling like that. The girls make me happy. Just them? Emily looks at him, understanding the question he didn't ask. Good night, Liam. It's the first time in 6 months she calls him by his name, without Mr. On my 7th month, things definitely change between them. Emily continues returning home every day, but the conversations become longer, more intimate. Liam, can I ask you something? Sure. Did you love your wife? Why do you want to know? Curiosity, Liam thinks before answering. I learned to love her, but it wasn't love at first sight. What do you mean? The marriage was arranged by our families, but over time I developed affection, respect. And when she died, I thought I'd never feel anything for anyone again. And now I discovered I was wrong. Emily's heart races. Liam, can I finish? She nods. I discovered it's possible to truly love, to love someone for who they are, for how they care for others, for the strength they have. I don't know where you're going with this. I want to get to the fact that I fell in love with you. Emily remains silent for a long time. You can't say that. Why? Because I'm afraid. Of what? Of believing and then finding out you're lying. I would never lie about this. You've lied about other things. I never lied. I just got confused. And I learned my lesson. What lesson? That trusting someone means betting on the person even when everything seems to be against them. Emily feels her eyes well up. Liam, I fell in love with you too, but I'm very afraid. Of what? Of being happy and then losing everything again. You won't lose it. How do you know? Because this time I'll fight for you. For us. 8th month. In August, when the twins turn 8 months old, Liam finally declares himself for real. They're in the garden, watching Emma and Grace trying to stand up, holding onto the coffee table. They're almost walking, Emily comments. And talking too. Emma said, "Mama," yesterday. Was it to you? No, she was looking at you. Emily smiles. It must have been coincidence. It wasn't. She recognizes you as her mother. At that moment, Grace babbles "Mama," looking directly at Emily. Both of them, Liam whispers. Emily can't hold back her tears. Liam, what if it goes wrong? What if it doesn't work out? What if it works out? She looks into his eyes. Do you really love me? I love you more than anything. Even though I'm poor? Money doesn't make anyone better or worse. You have something money can't buy. What? A good heart. And that's what matters. And your family, your friends, what will they say? They'll say I'm the luckiest man in the world. Emily finally smiles. All right. All right, what? All right, I agree to try. I agree to see if it can work between us. Liam pulls her into a careful embrace. I love you, Emily. I love you too. 1 year later. In the garden of the same mansion where it all began, Liam and Emily get married in a small, emotional ceremony. Emma and Grace, now 1 year and 4 months old, run around the garden in their first unsteady steps. Mrs. Margaret is in the front row, proud of her daughter. Dorothy was promoted to head housekeeper and got a raise. Liam's family accepted Emily after getting to know her better. During the ceremony, the twins make everyone laugh when they shout, "Mama!" in the middle of the vows. I think they approve, the minister comments, smiling. After the party, when the guests leave, the new family gathers in the girls' room. They've grown so much, Emily whispers, watching the twins sleeping peacefully. And they'll grow up knowing they were loved from when they were tiny by a woman who chose to be their mother. Chose. Yes, because a mother isn't just someone who gives birth, it's someone who chooses to love. Emily smiles and snuggles with her husband. Thank you. For what? For giving me the chance to be a mother. And to be happy. Thank you for teaching me what real love is. And far away in a women's penitentiary, Victoria watches the news showing the wedding. She lost everything she wanted. Liam, her profession, her freedom. But justice was served. At the mansion, Emma and Grace sleep knowing they are loved. And Emily finally understands that sometimes the family we choose is stronger than blood family. Love won. And this time, forever. Did you like this story? Did Victoria get what she deserved, or was it not enough? Tell me in the comments. Until the next story.